So number one, one should avoid the problem of reicha. Initially, one may not roast meat and dairy concurrently in an oven, even if they do not touch each other. Each other, and there is no chance of the meat and gravy or steam reaching the dairy foods. So let's say they covered with a lid, right, like tightly. One should not even roast a parve food in an oven with either meat or dairy if the parve food is to be eaten with either type, with the other type. So when you bake, for example, something like on the next day, like after the 24 hours, so it's not meat. For example, if you use in oven for meat, and then after 24 hours you decided to eat bread, so this bread is not meat bread, right? But since oven was not kosher, so it's not parve, and that's what they put in some menus. We used to, like many years ago, we would order from this Chinese restaurant, and in the egg roll they would say not parve. Not is it meat? It's not meat, but it's not parve. So it's very interesting definition. That's exactly, your bread is not parve. Can you eat lechatchila with the milk? Absolutely not. So okay, so that's the thing. So in some cases it's preferable, maybe if you want to eat bread with the meat and milk, right? So to buy it from the store. So in the store it is part of that. They use the ovens only from bread for bread. That's it. Okay. No problem. Okay. So. Okay, so one more time, quickly one more time. Initially, one may not roast meat and dairy concurrently, right, in the oven, even if one do not touch each other, and there is no chance of the meat and gravy steam reaching the dairy food. Okay, we said it. So they're not touching, the steam is not going. Okay, no problem. One should not even roast parve food in the oven with either meat or dairy. If the parve food is to be eaten with other type. Okay, so or you have to like figure out some other way to have a parve bread, for example. That we do pitas. So if somebody wants to do pita, it's actually not so hard, and you do it on a frying pan without oil, and it's 100% bread, and it's very tasty actually. Right, because our oven is for meat. We have only one oven. Continue, but we will have only one oven, but we want to have parve bread. Okay. Number two, ex post facto situation. So after the fact, they already did this. After the fact, one who baked dry meat and dry daily food. One second. After the fact, if one baked dry meat and daily food concurrently, in an oven may eat them. Okay. However, there is significant exception to this rule. Okay. So they baked concurrently, so it's dry. So dry. So I guess dairy is also dry. Maybe like something, I don't know, like cottage cheese or something. I don't know. Okay. So there is this rule: if oven completely closed and non-vented, the food may not be eaten unless serious financial loss will be incurred. Okay. So but usually, as I said, this is usually ventilation. Okay. Since nowadays all of the houses ovens are vented. Oh, exactly. Here we go. This halacha has no application to the regular household ovens. However, the microwave oven is completely closed and possesses a serious problem of reicha. Beside the problem of zeich. So zeich, as we said, is like steam, for sure. Like when they warm something in the microwave, there is a steam. Okay, so if you want to warm up or even cook in the microwave, there is what is it called? This convection ovens. Like it's like a microwave, but you always also can cook that. There is no problem. Yeah. So have one for daily. Okay. Convection. Okay. So like in microwave, since it's closed, there is no ventilation. Big problem. Okay. A Rav should be consulted if meat and dairy foods were cooked concurrently in microwave oven. I'm not sure why somebody would do it, but I would say it would depend. So Rabbi is going to ask, like, show me the lids, how it was closed, how it was, like, was it tight, not tight. Otherwise, but again, we don't do it. But after the fact, if the person did it, so we'll look at all of these different scenarios. If either of the food is sharp, the foods may not be eaten. So sharp food meaning for sure it's good to taste went from one to another. Okay. Next one. The laws chometz on Pesach are more stringent with regard to the question of recha, even if the ex post factum. Right. So so this steam. Right. So what does it mean? So how does this apply to us? So when we're going to get ready for Pesach, you have to, if you have like what is it, like the hood on top of the your oven, so on top of the stove, you have to change the filter. Usually it's better. It's almost impossible to clean inside, so it's better just that's what we do. We just close it, like wash as much as you can, of course, but we close this with aluminum foil for the duration of the Pesach, because it's impossible to kosher it inside. And for sure, when it exhausts the vapors, so of course the vapor stays inside of the fan, inside of the body. So especially on Pesach, we're trying to be very, as he said, it's trying to be as strict as possible. Okay. Continue. B. Some ex post facto situations are considered lechatchila if some has another course. Consider lechatchila if one has another course of action. For example, one who baked bread concurrently with meat may not eat that bread with dairy. Okay, so let's see the commentary. There is even a question whether the pot of loaf can cause pot of loaf pan used to bake the bread may be used for dairy in the future. Okay, so it's that's very good question. So they bake meat and then they bake bread, right? And they use pot of like what is it called, like loaf pan. Okay, so of course it would absorb the taste of the meat. Okay, so continue. So as they say, for sure you cannot eat it with dairy. Okay, because as you said, this bread is not parve, for sure not. Since one has the opinion of eating the bread along or with meat, choosing to eat with bread with dairy constitutes lechatchila. So we're going to see, I'm not sure where we're going to say it, but that's a difference between Ashkenazic and Sephardic custom in this lechatchila. Okay. So one more time the sentence, and we're going to explain. Since one has an option of eating bread alone with or meat or with meat, choosing to eat bread with dairy constitute lechatchila. So okay, don't do it. Okay, so but you can eat bread with meat. There is no problem. If, however, no other bread is available to eat with the dairy food, one may eat bread with dairy. See note. Okay, so it's provided that he's unable to eat bread alone or dairy food alone. It cannot be without bread. Okay, so that's so this bread that we just called not parv. So if somebody must eat bread for whatever reason, and he can with a dairy food, and he like force like that's all food he has. Okay, so after the fact, we allow him to eat this bread with dairy because it's not real meat, it's only the taste, only the aroma. Okay. One who eats the bread may certainly eat dairy immediately afterwards. So that's because it's not, this bread is not meat. So after that you can eat. After one who eats bread may certainly eat dairy afterwards. Okay. Continue. So we're trying, like in my family, we're trying to go like to adopt this stringency. So if we have these foods that are not par, what we call par, so first we eat dairy and then we eat those foods, and that's it. It's very, very simple. But as they said, that there is no problem since they are not exactly meat. Okay. Continue. Any questions on what we said? It's a little technical or a lot technical. So, but the easiest solution, just separate and that's it.